If you are a seller based in the US, expect your Chinese supplier to be your competitor, not just remain behind the scenes and be a supplier enabling your business. Expect them to sit side by side to do business.
What happens when an enterprise solutions expert from Oracle joins forces with a digital marketing veteran? You get a global powerhouse that has been scaling e-commerce brands for over a decade. Today, for the first time on the show, we have two guests, Brijesh and Jimmy, the co-founders of eStore Factory. From managing account setups to dominating Amazon's sponsored listings, they've helped over 95% of their clients conquer the world's largest marketplace. We're diving into the China phenomenon and why your supplier might be your biggest competitor, the reality of the 6 to 12-month growth haul, and how they use a constellation of AI tools like BitBison to keep sellers ahead of the curve.
Cost is not something you can compete by, because if you go low cost, they'll go lower. Innovation is the name of the game.
I think in terms of timeline, they should be expecting at least 6 months to 1 year for getting some noticeable changes in their sales or the profit.
I feel like it's almost like riding a tiger. Would you rather ride a tiger or would you be in front of it as a meal?
So you mentioned that, for the US sellers. When it comes to US sellers, how they can still compete against these low cost direct from China competitors?
We're using a lot of customized AI SOPs, if you like. It's not just one tool. It's a constellation of tools.
There is so much competition right now to even grab the customer's eye. So if a seller came to you, so who is really kind of new to the market, how do you define these strategies and help them to reach to the larger number of audience eventually? Hey Brijesh, hey Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Hi Venkat.
Yeah, it is really good to have you on the show and I'm really excited for today's conversation. So in fact, this is the first episode which I'm doing with two guests on one episode. So yeah, let's see. I'm really excited. Yeah, so let's start with your introduction and the journey you have been through when it comes to starting from, the eStore Factory and how it started and how it is going now. Can you please share all the information for our audience?
Yeah. Yes, Venkat. There's a reason why there's two of us here, because eStore Factory is a brainchild of not one, but two people coming together. I come from an enterprise solutions environment. I used to work with Oracle Corporation before this. And Jimmy comes from a digital marketing background where he has been working and helping small and medium-sized businesses to get noticed, to get the visibility on the digital platforms, such as Google and the likes. And together we thought that, if this digital marketing, at the time it felt like revolution, I'm talking about 2015, can be also made especially for e-commerce sellers. So, we sort of curated it in such a way that it is more custom made for e-commerce sellers because their requirements are slightly different. And that's how eStore Factory was born.
Got it. So you are specifically working with Amazon sellers right now, or what is your kind of ideal client profile right now?
What would you say, Jimmy? How many of our customers are Amazon?
At least 95% of them are Amazon sellers.
And even the other 5% is more like those customers of ours who want to go beyond Amazon. So then for them, we've kind of created a small practice where we can also help them go cross-platform.
Got it. And for these ideal clients, so what kind of strategies or what kind of services you are providing to them?
Be the right person to answer that, since you've got all the clients.
Right. So, all the clients are related to e-commerce, mainly Amazon. So in Amazon, starting from the setup of account and products through to the marketing and advertisement and the overall account management. So on behalf of Amazon sellers, we manage their account, do the marketing and advertisement, plus managing all the important alerts tasks, which can help them grow their sales, not only in their home country, like, America, but also help them to expand in other marketplaces like Europe, Australia, and, Japan, India.
Yeah, so actually I have watched a kind of case study about Amazon and the Amazon sellers. So right now it is really, people are just, the customers are searching in the search bar Amazon, whether it is the mobile phone or, the office desk or the office chair. So first we get the sponsored list and then the Amazon recommended list, and then few other organic listings. So I would say there is so much competition right now for the sellers, especially to appear in the search results organically and to even grab the customer's eye. So if a seller came to you, so who is really kind of new to the market, they want to start their own Amazon seller account or any other, they also have the another e-commerce platforms as well. So if the seller is completely new in the market, so how do you approach these type of clients, and how do you define these strategies and help them to reach to the larger number of audience eventually?
Yeah. See, Venkat, the new sellers are the most challenging. That's partly because their expectations are yet to be built up. A lot of the time we think that just because it's an online shop or I'm going to sell online, that all of a sudden all the challenges are removed or the thresholds are removed. That's not the case. So it's very similar, or the expectation that a seller should have when entering into whether marketplace e-commerce or through their own brand store or eStore website, is that it is the effort, the investments are going to be just as much as if you were doing a bricks and mortar store. It is going to take not months, but years for you to establish yourself, and do expect to spend. Like you said earlier, Amazon has the sponsored ads, which takes precedence over everything else. And that just means money. That just means you have to be ready to spend from the seller's perspective. The new sellers, what we recommend to them is, don't take it lightly. Don't think that this is just something as a hobby for you, or just because it's getting listed on a platform, it's going to start selling for you. Be prepared for the long haul.
Got it. So for the extension to that topic, so can you please kind of walk you through the full process of when you acquire a client, and where does the process starts, and in what type of timeline they'll achieve the optimal results?
I think in terms of timeline, they should be expecting at least 6 months to 1 year for getting some noticeable changes in their sales or the profit. In terms of the onboarding as a client, our services are always customized or tailored. So if they are a new seller, we suggest the optimization part first. If they are already selling and selling good, then we suggest them to do marketing and advertisement boost, and doing the branding in multiple channels like social media or digital marketing, or anywhere they can showcase their products or their brand. So it's always customized or personalized services that we provide.
Got it. And yeah, so as we discussed on our pre-chat and even before the podcast, so you've been traveling to China and you're attending the conferences or something like that. So what major shifts are you observing right now in the industry, especially? So you've been to China, where Amazon doesn't even exist. So yeah, how does it look like now?
It was, like I said earlier, it's eye-opening. So you're right. You're partly right in saying Amazon doesn't exist in China. And the other part where Amazon does exist is the seller side. So this is where, if you are an American or an Australian or a UK-based seller, then you should be paying particular attention to this, I believe. Particular attention to the phenomenon that's going on in China. Why I was very inquisitive before I went, that why is Amazon so aggressive and organizing such a grand event in China? Hangzhou is where we were. Hangzhou happens to be a second, third tier city in China. It's not even the same as Shanghai or Shenzhen. So why such a big event there? And I was very curious to go and see, given the fact that Amazon doesn't even sell in China. And I was surprised by the footfall, the size of the event. 3 halls, I think close to 10,000 attendees over the 3 days that the event was there. And so many Amazon employees, very well managed, a typical well managed Amazon event. And they were all sellers. There's no buyers there, exclusively sellers only. So Amazon doesn't exist in China, but that's only from the buying perspective. From the selling perspective, they're alive and kicking, and they're growing. So expect the Chinese sellers to present themselves in a very potent, in a very challenging way. If you are a seller based in the US, expect your Chinese supplier to be your competitor, not just remain behind the scenes and be a supplier enabling your business. Expect them to sit side by side to do business.
Yeah. So you mentioned that, for the US sellers, when it comes to US sellers, how they can still compete against these low cost direct from China competitors, in your opinion?
Again, the answer is kind of in your question. Cost is not something you can compete by. Because if you go low cost, they'll go lower. Innovation is the name of the game. You would have to come up with products that you have a lot of conviction in. And I'm talking about sellers who don't own a brand. If you're a big brand and your brand itself is going to sell for you because you put in the hard yards, you put in the investment over the past few years, and now you have a brand recall, people come looking for your products based on the brand, then you're a little bit hedged, a little bit protected. But otherwise, you're really relying upon your age of innovation, your ability to come up with products that the customers can connect to or see the novelty in, which again will erode over a very small period of time, because you're all, there's a whole group of people who or other manufacturers who kind of catch up. But yeah, I think innovation and your own conviction, you're relying upon your own conviction, is something that is needed for small to medium sized sellers.
Got it. Yeah. And yeah, if we talk about of course, the current trend, it is all about AI. So I've gone through your website, and I saw that there are few tools which are related to automation, especially for Amazon. Can you please give us more information on what type of automations you are providing when it comes to for the Amazon sellers?
Sure. So the biggest thing for Amazon sellers to grow the sales is the advertisement. So one of the tools that we have developed is managing their advertisement in a very cost-effective way, trying to reduce the costs, the advertisement cost of sales, and at the same time getting product sell more and getting more profit. So that the name of the tool is BitBison. So that's mainly helping Amazon sellers for the advertisement part. The other tool that we have is related to Amazon alerts, policy violations, as well as the optimization. So it helps Amazon sellers to figure out what is wrong with their account, their products, and how they can optimize their products to get more visibility in Amazon or to get more sales in Amazon at right value. So these are the tools where it also has the component of AI. So the AI plus our 10 years of experience is kind of mixed in those tools, which can help Amazon sellers manage their account very efficiently.
Are you implementing AI in your current workflow? So are there any particular tools or particular workflows you are using in your current operations?
Yeah, we're using a lot of customized AI SOPs, if you like. It's not just one tool. It's a constellation of tools, and how they come together is how a solution is delivered. We believe that AI, just for the sake of it, or just using it as a gimmicky keyword, doesn't solve problems for the clients. That's not where the value for money is. Yes, it's a nice read, or it's good to hear. Words might sell, but we believe, as Jimmy said earlier, with our 10 years of experience, one thing that we've realized is that no matter how good the tools are, the value that the client is likely to derive from it is only as good as the operator of the tool. Now, as an Amazon seller, as somebody who's responsible for so many things, funding, sourcing of products, innovation, keeping your supply chain up and running and efficient, to also expect them to be a good operator of these tools and know Amazon inside out is a little bit of a too much of an ask, especially when that is something that can be done by experts at not a very high cost. So therefore, we believe that we use a lot of AI-related tools, third-party branded tools, as well as things that we have developed ourselves. We are focused on the solution as opposed to keeping our work table clean. Rather than saying, let me just use this one tool and then get things done, we're trying to come up with the best of breed. And that means a constellation of processes and tools coming together to make sure that the customer is still getting the best solution. They're boxing above their weight, if you like. As a small seller, as a medium-sized seller, you are able to compete, or your listings are able to look just as good as big brands out there.
Got it.
We use so many tools, Jimmy, for the product photos and product videos and infographics. So do you remember a few of those tools and things that we use?
Right. So it's a mix of tools. So we always, it's keep like evolving process for us. So we have a AI team where, they are constantly doing R&D and trying new tools and then if you get a good tools to get the content, the images, the graphics for Amazon products, or the overall logic behind the optimization of the ads. So we use, all those tools and combine them in a chain of process via, a make.com or Anaten, which can give us, a good result in a faster way. So there is no, I can't give you that, these are the 5 tools which are working best for us. It's always evolving, right? If you get, for example, in images, previously the ChatGPT was good. Now these days, Nano Banana from Google Gemini is doing a good practices or good results in creating the images. So, we are constantly evolving and changing the tool, using the best of breed AI tools for our processes.
There have been a lot of changes in every industry right now, especially after COVID and now because of the AI boom. Of course, there are a lot of changes happening. So when it comes to your clients, what are the kind of challenges you are noticing for them? A kind of toughest challenge or the bottlenecks they have in their businesses?
You take it.
Sure. So, these days, especially talking about 2025, of course, tariff is, one of the challenges that Amazon sellers are, especially from US, they are facing. But apart from that, selling in Amazon is becoming more and more challenging because of the rules or the policy changes that Amazon is doing. They are increasing their commission charges or the fees for FBA. At the same time, they are becoming very restrictive about selecting products or activating the new sellers to sell their products. So, the restrictions from Amazon side and the, other factors from outside, making it very difficult for Amazon sellers to sell in, any marketplace.
Got it. And what is the internal challenge for you when dealing with the clients or the operational side, or even when it comes to marketing side? So do you have any kind of toughest challenge right now in your business?
It's got a lot to, one of the challenges that we face is managing the client's expectations. Because everybody is optimistic, everybody wants to grow their business rapidly. So in this environment, to remain grounded and to be in it for, as I said earlier, to be in it for the long haul is something that needs to be understood very well by the clients. So yeah, that's something, and we are very clear in between us and our marketing team. We are very clear that there is no need for us to sell a false promise. First of all, it is morally wrong to do that. Then secondly, it is quite difficult to deliver that. If we are going to promise something that we don't have faith in being able to do ourselves, of course, there are so many aspects to it that it's not just what we do. There are so many other factors that affect. So therefore, we've got to be very realistic in terms of how we build the client's expectations, what we promise is possible for them, and then try and give it our best. So yeah, that's what we find that we need to keep renewing our vows to remaining grounded and truthful.
Yeah, got it. It sounds really amazing. Yeah. So if we talk about the futures, what is the next move for eStore Factory, and yeah, where do you want to see your business in the next 12 to 24 months?
Fortunately, we don't just look out for inspiration and then do whatever the world is doing and copy them. Having said that, we still need to remain in touch with how is Amazon evolving. We are, by virtue of being in business for nearly 10 years, a bit more than 10 years now, and being on SPN rated so highly, almost all the 4 categories that we are in, we are rated as either the first, second, or third amongst the thousands. So by virtue of having been around long enough, we know that while things are changing, while new trends are coming along, the age-old approach of being honest, working hard, putting the best foot forward, that doesn't go out of fashion. That's still there. I was in Delhi yesterday. There was a very big event by Amazon. It was the Global Amazon event, an annual event that they have this year. It was in Delhi. And what I heard was the speed at which the new technology is being incorporated and being offered to the sellers. And this technology includes various kind of tools, some of which kind of encroaches upon our scope of what we do, which is product listing and creating product photographs and videos and things like those, which I think is great. If the clients are able to take control of small tasks like those themselves, then that's great, and therefore we can remain focused on the bigger picture, which is increasing the revenues and increasing the profitability. Now that is a a compound outcome. That is not just a one task, do this, and there's no magic wand. There is no one rule that fits all. So therefore, we find that going forward in the future, all the new technologies that are coming through, there is no need for anybody to take it as a negative or as a threat. If you make it your friend, then it also powers you. It allows you to focus on the real challenge, which is, how do you keep growing?
Yeah, I really like it. And yeah, before we wrap up, if you could share one suggestion for the marketers out there and for one suggestion for the sellers or the e-commerce owners who is really willing to scale their businesses, so what it could be.
See, again, just drawing inspiration from what we've been seeing lately. Funny how it is, it's, as I said earlier, it's honesty. As a marketer, if you remain true to whatever it is that you are able to bring to the table for your customers, if your customers' growth, if your value delivery remains paramount, that will be heard, irrespective of your channels, irrespective of how much budget you have. It'll be picked up if you remain true to. So if I was a marketer, which I am, I think everybody is in that sense. Every small business is responsible for their marketing their own services and goods. As far as e-commerce is concerned, I think innovation, keep looking at what's new. If you want to maintain your margins, because anything that has been around, anything that has become a commodity, your faith in your own product is what an e-commerce seller needs to believe in.
Yeah, got it. So right now in the market, everything is evolving so fast, so rapidly. So irrespective of business, irrespective of the industry, I believe everyone should keep up to date. And yeah, we don't really want to chase the trends, but yeah, at least as you said, we can just, keep up to the things and make whatever the tools coming into the market as our assistants or, just like that. Yeah. It
Absolutely.
was really
I feel like it's almost like riding a tiger. Would you rather ride a tiger or would you be in front of it as a meal? Why do you want to be afraid of it? It is extremely powerful what's happening in terms of technology and the way it is enabling people. So instead of being scared, let's make it our friend. Let's ride it. Use it to our advantage is what I often say to my customers and my team. Internally, that's how eStore Factory is evolving. We are making technology our friend. We are taking it on our side. At the same time, to blindly think that it's going to solve all the problems, it never has. Technology is not something that's new. It's always been there. It's always been evolving. Yes, it seems to be evolving faster now, but the point is to use it the right way, take advantage of it, make it your friend.
Yeah, got it. Completely makes sense. Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, thank you, Brijesh. Thank you, Jimmy, for sharing all the valuable insights and sharing all the information so transparently about your business and the processes. So yeah, if anyone wants to find more information about you and your business, where they can check out for you online.
Where can they find us, Jimmy? What do you think?
They can find us on www.estorefactory.com. And, that's where all the contact details and information we have.
Yeah. And also your LinkedIn information.
Yeah. So what do you say about LinkedIn?
You're posting some really insightful things more than once a week. I noticed that. So I think your LinkedIn account at Jimmy Patel, if you go searching LinkedIn, then yeah, even if you were an e-commerce seller, hopefully you'll see value in offerings that we have as eStore Factory. But if not, or if you're going to take your time, then at least I think following Jimmy is going to give you good insights. I think from the way I've seen you curate your content is you seem to discard more than what you post, which I think is great in today's day and age, to be able to filter out what's not needed. It's just we are inundated by information. So you're doing the hard work on behalf of everybody and everybody who's interested in e-commerce, which is great. You only post out the very best or what you think is relevant.
Yeah. Got it. Really amazing. Yeah. Thank you both for joining the show. And it was really an amazing conversation. And yeah, I hope our audience also will find it so much valuable from this content. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venkat.